So you cannot learn, you told already that then you cannot learn it, but if you're attentive about it, being the witness, you can kind of feel it. Is it something then you have to do, or but if you say it's spontaneous, you just wait?
No, you don't even wait, because he will never come. Okay. It's like waiting on the bus stop, which the route has been closed long time ago. No, we don't wait. No longer waiting. See? We don't wait for anything. This is where Eckhart and I agree. So you simply live your life as you are. As you are, with whatever that is, right here, right now, as you are. And whatever is being transformed by virtue of grace, your sadhana, spontaneity, added and doubled by self-effort, then that's all there is. It's very simple, really. It's integral. Even this witnessing we can never trick. Therefore, there's a big difference between watching over one's actions. If mindfulness has been given due brushing, hopefully came across as some positive criticism or positive analysis. Watching over one's actions, it's really, really a daunting affair. It's this climate of psychology that our culture is still. Have any of you have heard that the rise of psychology coincided with the end of religious reign? It is not a coincidence that with the demise of religion, the rise of psychology. Because that role was performed by the custodians of this or that religion. Shrink was that priest. You know, you go there, you drop on your knees and, Padre, forgive me please, I'm cheated and this and that, I'm like really stealing like from my customers and it's just like, I really, really feel terrible about myself, just really not good. Okay, my daughter, God is compassionate, and you're forgiven, but please try not to do that. Try to come more often and make sure you also support our local, support our... So, but then that is over, right? So kind of like, you cannot just say that to the priest anymore. You are more sophisticated than that. So you go to shrink. That is a serious affair. I'm just trying to contain myself. But when we speak of witnessing, it's a spontaneity. Spontaneity reigns. You cannot force witnessing. It's the same as faking other things in life. You cannot fake witnessing just by capturing, I'm going to witness it now. You're no longer witnessing, you see? You're watching over yourself. How long can you do that? And what is watching what? Witnessing is spontaneous. So in a way, your question is a continuation of what has been asked just before. Because the question proceeded before you from the place of witnessing. Witnessing is not from the mind. Mature witnessing when the mind is witnessed. Every modification of the mind witnessed. When mind is still as that surface of the pond or the lake with no surface moving on it. Or when it's completely rippling. Rippling with vrittis. That's what witnessing is. Witnessing is here, is that quality exemplified by Rishi. It's the quality of the seer. You prefer to call it big mind? You be my guest, of course you can do that. But for someone, it might be confusing. Wait a minute, what's this big mind versus small mind? And then we back to square one. I need to explain that mind here in Buddhist tradition is the whole unified field, is this universal mind. In Sanskrit, there is also a term for that. There is a term. There is a term for individual mind, right, as manas, and there is a term for universal mind as mahat, universal principle. But witnessing is not fostered. It developed out of its own. When the relationship between the seer, seeing and seen adjusts, as it were. You see? In fact, of course we can say to each other, we always do, watch your actions, watch what you say. It's a matter of language. If we are really honest with ourselves, with our partners, with our friends, it's impossible. And yet, no effort is required. One already witnesses everything one does once there's more awareness. Because more awareness means more light. More light means more luminosity. More luminosity means all this is seen. Just plain language, speaking plain language, that's what it is. But when there's not enough light, how can one pretend that like one sees, Pretend that one sees. And not only that, one sees over one's seeing how one sees. Just one more thing to add to that is this is why when one is given a proper sadhana, that's all that is required. In the tradition of sadhana and what sadhana exemplifies, that's what supports you through all phases and spheres and aspects of your life. Entirely. From your day-to-day interactions now as you are, with all your talents, with all your gifts and idiosyncrasies, all the way to your own full illumination, enlightenment, whatever we may call it. Everything else is spontaneous, unfolds as it is. You see? So if you try to implement to be more mindful in and throughout the day, then sooner or later you will find yourself walking on eggshells or tiptoeing. Therefore, address here is in what you're experiencing in your practice. How effective is your practice? How far your practice takes you. And periodically, that needs to be tweaked, adjusted, modified, so it doesn't become stale. So we don't fall into the sameness and get bored with it, as inevitably we will.